I'm proud of myself for being rude to the waiter, but only because he was my sister's ex who ruined her life. I can't believe I'm saying this, but my sister Kira is 3 years older than me. She's always been the type to see the good in people, even when there's literally nothing good to see. Like she'd adopt a raccoon if it looked at her sad enough. 2 years ago, she started dating this guy named Austin, and at first I was like, okay, cool, whatever. He seemed normal. Worked at some tech startup, drove a decent car, always brought flowers when he came over. My parents loved him. Everyone loved him. But here's what nobody knew. Austin had been stealing from her. Like not just a little bit. He had access to her bank account because they were going to move in together and she trusted him to help with apartment deposits and stuff. Over 8 months, this dude drained almost $12,000 from her savings. $12,000. That was literally everything she had saved since she was 16. When she finally found out, it was because her card got declined at a gas station and she checked her account and there was like $47 in there. She called him and he just stopped answering. Blocked her on everything. Just vanished. She had to move back home with our parents at 26. She couldn't afford her apartment anymore. She had to drop out of the nursing program she was in because she couldn't pay the fees. It took her like a year to even feel normal again. So fast forward to last Saturday. Me and my girlfriend Noor went to this new Italian place downtown for our anniversary. We sit down and I'm looking at the menu and our waiter walks up and I swear my whole body went cold. It was Austin. He clearly recognized me too because his face did this weird thing where he tried to smile, but it looked more like he was gonna throw up. He goes, "Hey, welcome to Bellini's. Can I start you guys off with some drinks?" Like we don't know each other. Noor doesn't know what he looks like. She just thinks this is a normal waiter. I stared at him for like 5 full seconds without saying anything. Then I go, "Actually, yeah, I'll have water. Make sure it's clean though. You know how some people just take stuff that isn't theirs." He went completely red. Noor looked at me confused. He brought the waters and his hand was literally shaking. When he set mine down, some of it spilled on the table. I looked at it and said, "Wow, spilling stuff everywhere. Must be a habit." He asked if we were ready to order. I said, "Give us a minute. I need to make sure I actually have money in my account still. You know how it is. Sometimes it just disappears." At this point, Noor grabbed my arm under the table like, "What are you doing?" Austin's trying to keep it professional, but you can see he's dying inside. He goes, "I'll come back," and basically speed walks away. Noor whispers, "Do you know him?" I told her everything, right there at the table. About Kira, about the money, about how he destroyed 2 years of her life and never faced a single consequence. Her face changed completely. She went from confused to straight up furious. Austin came back to take our order, and before I could even say anything, Noor goes, "Hey, quick question. Do you guys do background checks here? Just curious if they check for like theft or fraud or anything like that." This man looked like he wanted the floor to open up and swallow him whole. We ordered our food. He brought it out. Every single time he came to our table, I made some comment. When he asked if we needed anything else, I said, "No, I think you've taken enough." When he refilled the bread, I said, "At least you're giving something back for once." By the end of the meal, he was actively avoiding our section and got another waiter to bring our check. Here's the thing though. When we were paying, I saw the manager walking toward our table. Austin was behind him pointing at us. The manager gets to our table and goes, "Excuse me, is there a problem here tonight?" I put my card down, looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Yeah, actually there is. You might want to ask your employee about the $12,000 he stole from my sister." The manager's eyebrows went up. He turned to Austin. "Or maybe ask him why my sister never filed a police report." My chest got tight. The manager looked at Austin. "Is this true?" Austin wiped his face and stood up straight. He said, "Ask him why Kira gave me that money. Ask him what she made me promise to keep quiet about." I felt sick. The manager said, "What's he talking about?" Noor was looking at me confused. Austin smiled and said, "Go ahead. Tell them why your perfect sister really gave me 12 grand. I felt my whole body go cold. Like someone poured ice water down my spine. For a second, I couldn't even process what he was saying. "You're lying." That's all I could get out. Austin's smile got wider, not a happy smile. The kind of smile people make when they know they have ammunition. "Am I? Ask Kira about what happened in March 2 years ago. Ask her about the clinic in Phoenix. Ask her why she needed $12,000 in cash that couldn't go through insurance." The manager looked between us like he was watching a tennis match. Noor's hand found mine under the table and squeezed. "I don't know what you're talking about." My voice came out weaker than I wanted. "Sure you don't." Austin leaned against the booth behind him. "Your sister begged me to keep my mouth shut. Said it would destroy your family if anyone found out. I was supposed to be the good boyfriend. Take the fall. Let everyone think I was a thief. That's bullshit. Is it? Call her right now. Put her on speaker. Ask her about Phoenix." The manager cleared his throat. "Sir, I think you both need to calm down. This isn't the place for—" "I'm calm. Austin straightened his tie. Well, his version of a tie. It was one of those clip-on ones restaurants make servers wear. I've been calm for 2 years while her family thinks I'm a monster, while my name is mud in this town. While I can't even get a decent job because word got around that I stole from my girlfriend. You did steal from her. I helped her. His voice cracked. I helped her, and I kept my mouth shut because she asked me to, because I loved her. And this is what I get. Noor stood up. We should go. No, I didn't move. What are you saying happened in Phoenix? Austin looked at me for a long moment, really looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes I wasn't expecting. Pain. Real pain. Your sister was pregnant, man. She was pregnant and she didn't want to be. And she couldn't tell your parents because your mom would have lost her mind. So she found a clinic in Phoenix that could handle it. Cash only. $12,000. The words hit me like a truck. That's not... I couldn't finish. That's not what? Not possible? Not something your perfect sister would do? He laughed, but there was no humor in it. She made me promise. Said if anyone ever found out, she'd say I stole the money. Said that was the deal. I take the blame if it ever comes up. She'd rather have people think she dated a thief than know the truth. The manager was backing away slowly. I'm going to give you folks some space. Noor pulled my arm. Theo, let's just go. I finally stood up. My legs felt like they were made of jelly. I threw 2 20s on the table even though the check was probably more. I didn't care. I just needed to get out of there. As I was walking away, Austin called out, Ask her, Theo. Just ask her. I'm tired of being the villain in your family's story. We made it to the car before I completely broke down. Not crying, just this weird shaking that started in my hands and spread to my whole body. Noor drove because I couldn't hold the steering wheel steady. Talk to me. She kept her eyes on the road, but her voice was gentle. I don't know what to think. Do you believe him? That was the question, wasn't it? Did I believe him? 2 years ago, when Kira told us about Austin and the money, I was ready to kill the guy. Literally track him down and hurt him. My dad had to physically stop me from going to his apartment. My mom cried for days. Kira was a shell of herself. But now I was thinking about things I hadn't thought about in years. Little things that didn't make sense at the time, like how Kira got really sick that spring. Stayed in bed for almost a week. Said it was food poisoning, but it went on way too long. Like how she suddenly became obsessed with finding an apartment with Austin, even though they'd only been dating for a few months. How urgent it all seemed. Like how she wouldn't let anyone come to Phoenix with her for that job interview she supposedly had. The one that didn't turn into a job. Oh my God. I put my head in my hands. What? There was a trip to Phoenix. She said she was interviewing for some nursing position, but she never talked about it after. Said it didn't work out and changed the subject whenever anyone brought it up. Noor was quiet. And she was different after that trip. Quiet. She broke up with Austin like 2 weeks later. Said she found out about the money, but she wouldn't go to the police. Wouldn't press charges. Just wanted to move on. You think he's telling the truth? I didn't answer because I didn't know anymore. When we got home, I sat in the driveway for 20 minutes. Noor went inside to give me space. I stared at my phone, trying to figure out what to do. I could call Kira, ask her directly. But what if Austin was lying and I hurt her by even bringing it up? What if I was about to destroy my relationship with my sister over some story this guy made up? But what if he wasn't lying? What if my sister let this man take the fall for something he didn't do? What if she destroyed his reputation and his life to protect a secret? What if I'd spent 2 years hating someone who didn't deserve it? I finally went inside. Noor was in the kitchen making tea. She does that when she's stressed. Makes tea she won't drink just to have something to do with her hands. I have to talk to her. Tonight? No, tomorrow. I need to sleep on this. Figure out what I'm going to say. I didn't sleep. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, playing back every conversation I'd had with Kira about Austin. Every time she talked about how betrayed she felt, how used, how stupid for trusting him. Was it all an act? The Kira I knew wouldn't do something like that. The Kira I knew was good, kind. The person who rescued stray cats and volunteered at the food bank and cried during commercials about sick children. But she was also the person who would do anything to protect herself from our parents' judgment. Our mom is not an easy woman. Growing up in our house meant following rules. Lots of rules. Church every Sunday. No dating until 16. No boys in your room. Good grades, good behavior, good image. Mom cares a lot about what other people think. Like a lot. She once made me delete a photo from Instagram because she thought my shorts were too short and people from church might see it. If Kira had gotten pregnant, I couldn't even imagine what Mom would have done. The disappointment, the lectures, the crying, the guilt trips that would have lasted for years. The way she would have brought it up forever as proof that Kira wasn't as perfect as everyone thought. Would Kira really do something this extreme to avoid that? I knew the answer was yes. When I finally fell asleep, it was almost 4 a.m., and I had dreams about Austin standing over me telling me I was a terrible brother. The next morning, I texted Kira and asked if we could meet for coffee. She said yes, 2 o'clock at that place near her new apartment. I didn't tell Noor what I was planning to do. She offered to come with me, but I said no. This was something I had to do alone. At 2 p.m., I walked into the coffee shop and saw my sister already sitting in a booth by the window. She was scrolling through her phone and she looked up when I walked in and smiled. That smile almost made me turn around and walk out. She looked so normal, so happy. Her hair was longer than I remembered. She'd dyed it a darker brown. She was wearing a sweater I'd given her for Christmas. "Hey!" She stood up to hug me. "I was so surprised you wanted to get together. We never hang out just the two of us anymore." I hugged her back and tried to act normal. "Yeah, I know. Been busy with work." We sat down. She'd already ordered me a coffee, black with 2 sugars, exactly how I like it. "So what's up? Everything okay with Noor?" "Yeah, she's great. Actually, we went to dinner last night for our anniversary." "That's right, 2 years. That's so cute. Where'd you guys go?" This was it. The moment. "Bellini's, that new Italian place downtown." Her face didn't change. "Oh, nice. I've heard good things. Interesting staff." "Yeah? Yeah. Our waiter was really something." She sipped her coffee. Still nothing in her expression. "Was the food good?" "Kira." "What?" "Our waiter was Austin." Her coffee cup stopped halfway to her mouth, for just a second. Then she set it down carefully. "Oh, that must have been awkward." "It was. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I know how much you hate him for what he did." I watched her face. Really watched it. "He said some interesting things. Austin always says interesting things. That's how he manipulates people. He said the money wasn't stolen." Kira laughed. It sounded almost real. "Of course he did. He's a liar. That's what liars do. He said you gave him that money. That's ridiculous. He said it was for a clinic in Phoenix." The color drained from her face. It happened so fast. 1 second she was sitting there with her fake smile and her dismissive tone, and the next she was white as a sheet and her hands were shaking. "Kira, I don't know what he told you, but it's not... Is it true?" She didn't answer. "Is it true?" Her eyes filled with tears. Not the dramatic kind. The real kind. The kind that slip out before you can stop them. "Theo, just tell me the truth. Please. I need to know." She looked down at her coffee cup. Her fingers were wrapped around it so tight her knuckles were white. "Yes." The word came out so quiet I almost didn't hear it. "Yes, it's true. All of it." I felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. "You let me hate him for 2 years." "I know. You let the whole family think he was a thief." "I know. Do you have any idea what that did to him? He can't get a job. People cross the street to avoid him. Dad told everyone at church." "I know." She was crying now, full on crying. "I know what I did. I've known every single day for 2 years. Then why? Why would you do that to someone?" She wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "You don't understand. Then help me understand." She took a shaky breath. "I was 24 years old. I was in nursing school. I had plans, a future. And then I missed my period and took a test and everything just stopped." I didn't say anything. "I couldn't tell Mom. You know what she's like. She would have made me keep it. She would have made me drop out of school and get married and give up everything I'd worked for. And even if I didn't, even if I made my own choice, she would have never let me forget it. Never. So you went to Phoenix. I found a place online. It was supposed to be safe, discreet, but it wasn't cheap. $12,000 for the procedure plus travel plus a hotel because I had to stay overnight. And Austin paid for it. He offered. He said he had savings. He said he'd do anything to help me. So he didn't steal from you." She shook her head. "He was the only person who knew, the only person I could trust. And he kept my secret, even after everything." "Everything? You mean after you destroyed his reputation?" She flinched. "It wasn't supposed to go this far. I needed a reason for why I was suddenly broke. Why I couldn't afford my apartment anymore. Mom kept asking questions. Where's your savings? Why didn't you pay your rent? She was going to find out. So you threw Austin under the bus. I told her he stole from me. That was it. I didn't think she would tell everyone. I didn't think Dad would talk to the whole church. I didn't think Austin would lose his job because someone on his company's board knew our family. It snowballed. And you never thought to set the record straight? How? How was I supposed to do that? A year had already passed. Everyone hated him. If I told the truth, I would lose everything. My family, my relationship with Mom, everything. So instead, you let an innocent man lose everything." She looked at me with red eyes. "He agreed to it." "What?" "When I told him I was going to say he stole the money, he agreed. He said he understood. He said he would take the fall because he loved me, and he knew what Mom would do if she found out. He agreed to ruin his own life. He thought it would blow over, that people would forget. He didn't know it would follow him everywhere." I sat back in my chair. I didn't know what to feel anymore. Everything I thought I knew about this situation was wrong. Does he know you never intended to clear his name, even after all this time? She didn't answer. That was answer enough. Kira, that man lost everything. His job, his friends, his reputation. He's working as a waiter at a restaurant where people like me come in and make his life hell because they think he's a thief. I know. And you just… what? You were hoping it would go away? That everyone would just forget about it? I don't know what I was hoping. I was just surviving. Surviving? You had to survive, so you sacrificed someone else? It's not that simple. It is exactly that simple. People were looking at us now. I didn't care. You're my sister and I love you, but this is the most selfish thing I've ever heard. You let an innocent man take the fall for something he didn't do. You let me spend 2 years hating someone who actually helped you. You lied to everyone. I was scared. Scared doesn't excuse this. She started crying harder. The barista behind the counter was definitely watching now. I know it doesn't. I know I messed up. I've been living with this guilt for 2 years and it's eating me alive. Then do something about it. Like what? Tell the truth. Tell Mom and Dad what really happened. Clear Austin's name. Her eyes went wide. I can't do that. Why not? You know why. Mom will never speak to me again. And that's Austin's problem. How? Theo, please. You don't understand what this would do to my life. I understand exactly what it would do. It would make you accountable for the first time. It would force you to face the consequences of your own choices instead of making someone else face them for you. She was shaking her head. I can't tell them. Then I will. The words came out before I really thought about them, but I meant them. I really meant them. You wouldn't. Try me. Theo, that would destroy our family. Our family was built on a lie. Maybe it needs to be destroyed. She reached across the table and grabbed my hands. Please don't do this. I'll do anything. I'll pay Austin back. I'll apologize to him privately. I'll figure something out. Just please don't tell Mom and Dad. I pulled my hands away. You've had 2 years to figure something out. 2 years. And you did nothing. You let Austin suffer while you moved on with your life. I wasn't moving on. I was barely surviving. That's not good enough. I stood up. She stood up too. Theo, wait. Can we just talk about this? Please? There's nothing to talk about. Either you tell Mom and Dad the truth or I do. You have until the end of the week. That's not fair. You know what's not fair? Being a scapegoat for 2 years? Being blamed for something you didn't do? Having your entire life destroyed because someone was too scared to tell the truth? I walked out. Noor was sitting on the couch when I got home. She looked up from her book. How did it go? I sat down next to her, put my head in my hands. He was telling the truth. Oh, everything he said was true. The pregnancy, the clinic, the money, all of it. She put her book down and moved closer, put her hand on my back. What are you going to do? I gave her until the end of the week to tell our parents. If she doesn't, I will. Theo, I know it's going to cause a massive disaster, but I can't just let Austin keep suffering for something he didn't do. It's not right. I agree. I looked at her. You do? What she did was wrong. Really wrong. And I understand that she was scared and made a bad choice. But letting someone else pay for it? That's not just a bad choice. That's a moral failure. I loved this woman so much. She's going to hate me. Maybe. But you're doing the right thing. The rest of that week was torture. Kira texted me every day asking me to reconsider, begging me to give her more time, saying she was working up the courage, making excuses. I didn't respond to any of them. On Thursday, she showed up at my apartment. Noor let her in before I could stop it. Please. Kira stood in my living room looking like she hadn't slept in days. Please don't do this. Have you told Mom and Dad? Not yet, but I'm going to. I just need more time. You've had 2 years of time. I know, but this is different. Once I tell them, everything changes. My whole life changes. Austin's life already changed. 2 years ago. Because of you. She started crying again. I know I messed up. I know I'm a terrible person, but please just give me until Sunday. I'll tell them Sunday dinner. I promise. I looked at Noor. She shrugged. Her face said your call. Sunday. And if you don't tell them, I'm walking in there with everything Austin told me. Okay, Sunday. I promise. She left. I didn't believe her. Saturday night, I got a text from an unknown number. This is Austin. Got your number from a mutual friend. Can we talk? I stared at my phone for a long time before responding. Sure. Where? Same restaurant. I get off at 10. I showed up at 10:15. Austin was sitting at a booth in the back, still in his server uniform. He looked tired. I slid into the seat across from him. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we sat in silence for a minute. I heard you talk to your sister. How? She called me. Yesterday. First time she's contacted me in 2 years. What did she say? She apologized. Said she was going to tell your parents the truth. Asked me to forgive her. And? He laughed. That same bitter laugh from before. 2 years, man. 2 years of my life gone. And she wants forgiveness? Are you going to give it to her? I don't know. Maybe. Someday. He rubbed his face. I just wanted to say thanks. For believing me. For doing something about it. I spent 2 years hating you for something you didn't do. That's not exactly something to thank me for. But you listened. When I told you the truth, you actually listened. That's more than anyone else did. I'm sorry this happened to you. He nodded. Me too. We talked for another hour. He told me about losing his job. About his parents finding out and thinking he was a thief. About his girlfriend at the time breaking up with him because she didn't want to be with someone who would steal from another woman. By the end, I felt sick. What are you going to do now? I asked. After the truth comes out? I don't know. Rebuild, I guess. See who's willing to give me another chance. I could help. I know some people who might. I appreciate that, but I think I need to do this on my own. I've spent 2 years feeling sorry for myself. Time to take my life back. I respected that. Sunday came. I drove to my parents' house with a knot in my stomach. Kira's car was already there. So was my brother Liam's. Great. Full audience. I walked in to find everyone already seated at the dining room table. Mom had made her famous pot roast. The whole house smelled like Sunday dinners from my childhood. Theo! Mom got up to hug me. I didn't know you were coming. Kira invited me. I looked at my sister. She was pale but determined. Something had changed in her eyes since Thursday. Everyone sit down. She stood up. Her voice was shaking. I have something I need to tell you all. Dad frowned. What's going on? It's about Austin. About what happened 2 years ago. Mom's face hardened. We don't need to talk about that man. Yes, we do. Because I lied. The room went silent. I lied about everything. Austin didn't steal from me. I gave him that money. And I let everyone think he was a thief to protect myself. Mom's mouth fell open. Dad set down his fork. What are you talking about? Liam asked. Kira took a deep breath and told them everything. The pregnancy, the clinic, the money, the lies, all of it. By the time she finished, Mom was crying. Dad looked like someone had slapped him. Liam just stared at the table. You? Mom couldn't seem to find words. You killed your baby? I made a choice that was mine to make. Under my roof? You were living under my roof and you did this? I was 24 years old. I wasn't a child. Mom stood up so fast her chair fell over. Get out. Mom, get out of my house. Helen, Dad put a hand on her arm, but she shook him off. I raised you better than this. I raised you to know right from wrong. And you murdered an innocent child and let an innocent man take the blame? It wasn't murder. It was a medical procedure. And I know what I did to Austin was wrong. That's why I'm telling you now. Now? 2 years later? After that poor boy has had his life ruined? I was scared. I was scared of exactly this. Of you looking at me like I'm a monster. You are a monster! Helen, Dad's voice was sharp. That's enough. Don't tell me that's enough. Our daughter lied to us. To everyone. She let us destroy an innocent man's reputation. And she's trying to make it right now. It's too late for that. I finally spoke up. It's not too late. Everyone looked at me. Austin is willing to move forward. He just wants the truth to come out. Kira is telling the truth. That's the first step. Mom turned her glare on me. You knew about this? I found out a week ago. Austin told me. And you didn't tell us immediately? I wanted to give Kira the chance to tell you herself. She deserved that much. She doesn't deserve anything. Mom, Liam finally spoke. Maybe we should all calm down and... Calm down. My daughter has been lying to me for 2 years. She killed her own baby. She destroyed an innocent man's life. And you want me to calm down? Kira was crying now, silent tears running down her face. I think I should go. She picked up her purse. Yes, go. And don't come back until you've figured out how to be a decent human being. Kira walked out without another word. The dinner fell apart after that. Mom locked herself in her bedroom. Dad tried to mediate but gave up after an hour. Liam left saying he needed to process everything. I found Kira sitting in her car in the driveway. She wasn't crying anymore, just staring straight ahead. I knocked on her window. She unlocked the door. You okay? No. I got in the passenger seat. She's never going to forgive me. You don't know that. Yes, I do. You saw her face. She looks at me like I'm someone else. Someone she doesn't know. Give her time. Time won't fix this. Maybe not. But at least you told the truth. That took courage. She laughed. That same bitter laugh Austin had. Courage. Right. I had to be threatened into it. But you did it. Only because I knew you would if I didn't. Does it matter? The truth is out now. Austin can start rebuilding his life. You can start dealing with what actually happened instead of running from it. She was quiet for a long time. I'm sorry, she finally said. I'm sorry I put you in this position. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry about Austin. I know. Do you think he'll ever forgive me? I think he's a better person than either of us deserve. So maybe. And you? Do you forgive me? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I'm working on it. She nodded. That was enough for now. Update 1. It's been 3 weeks since the Sunday dinner from hell, and I don't even know where to start. First off, thanks to everyone who messaged asking for an update. The support has been overwhelming. Never thought I'd be the guy telling his family drama on the internet, but here we are. Let me catch you up. Mom hasn't spoken to Kira since that night. Not a single word. She blocked her number, returned a package Kira tried to send, won't even say her name. When someone brings up Kira, Mom just says, "I don't have a daughter by that name," and walks away. It's brutal. Dad's trying to play mediator, but he's terrible at it. He keeps calling me asking if I can convince Mom to at least talk to Kira. I told him that's not my job. I already did my part by making sure the truth came out. Liam is somewhere in the middle. He'll respond to Kira's texts, but he's keeping his distance. He told me privately that he doesn't know how to feel about it. She's still my sister, but what she did was messed up. Yeah, it was. As for Austin, that's where things got interesting. A week after everything went down, he texted me. "Your sister reached out again. She wants to meet in person. Should I?" I thought about it for a while before responding. "That's your call. What do you want to do?" "I don't know. Part of me wants to tell her to go to hell. Part of me wants closure. Seems like you already know what you need." He met with her 3 days later, at a park near his apartment. He told me about it afterwards over beers. She apologized. Really apologized this time. Not that fake crying thing she does. She looked me in the eyes and said she was sorry for ruining my life. What did you say? I told her sorry doesn't bring back 2 years. Sorry doesn't give me my job back or my friends or my reputation. How did she take that? She cried, like actually cried, and then she said something that surprised me. What? She said she's going to fix it, that she's written letters to everyone who matters. Her old boss, my old boss, our mutual friends, everyone, explaining what really happened and asking them to give me another chance. I almost choked on my beer. She did what? I thought she was full of it too, but she showed me the letters. She's already sent some of them. Holy shit. Yeah. Over the next 2 weeks, Austin's phone started blowing up. First, it was our old friend group, the ones who had dropped him like a hot potato after Kira's accusation. Suddenly, everyone wanted to reconnect, to apologize for believing the worst, to invite him to things again. Then it was his former coworker. Turns out someone on the board had heard about what really happened and wanted to offer Austin his old position back. Better position, actually, with a raise. His old girlfriend even reached out. Said she felt terrible about how she treated him. Wanted to know if they could get coffee and talk. Austin showed me all the messages. He was overwhelmed. "I don't know how to feel about this," he said. "All these people who abandoned me. Now they want back in. You don't have to forgive anyone you don't want to." "I know, but some of them were just going off what they heard. They didn't know the whole story." "That's true. And your sister did this. She actually did it." "Yeah, she did." He was quiet for a minute. "I think I might forgive her, eventually." "That's generous of you." "Maybe. Or maybe I'm just tired of being angry. It's exhausting." I got that. I really got that. The biggest shock came last week, though. I was at my parents' house helping Dad fix the garage door when Mom came out to get the mail. She hadn't said a word to me about Kira since that night. I figured she was still in full denial mode. But as she was walking back to the house, she stopped. "I got a letter from Austin." I froze. "What?" "That boy. The one your sister accused. He wrote me a letter." "What does it say?" She held it out. I took it carefully. It was 3 pages, handwritten. Austin had explained everything from his perspective. How he'd loved Kira and wanted to help her. How he'd agreed to be the scapegoat because he understood her fear. How he never intended for things to get so out of control. But the last part was what got me. "I know what Kira did was wrong. I know you're angry, and you have every right to be. But I also know she's your daughter. And despite everything she put me through, I saw something real in her when she apologized. She's genuinely trying to make things right. I'm not asking you to forgive her right away, that's not my place. But maybe consider giving her another chance someday. Life is too short to let anger be the last chapter of your story." I looked up at Mom. Her eyes were wet. "That boy wrote that? After everything?" "Yeah, he did." She took the letter back, read it again, then folded it carefully and put it in her pocket. "I need to think." She went inside. That was progress. Small progress, but progress. Yesterday, I got a text from Kira. Mom called me. "What happened?" She didn't say much, just asked how I was doing, if I was eating enough. Normal mom stuff. That's huge. I know. I almost didn't believe it was really her, but it was. What do you think it means? I don't know, but it's a start. It is a start. I don't know what's going to happen with my family. I don't know if Mom will ever fully forgive Kira, or if their relationship will ever be what it was. I don't know if the rest of our relatives will find out and what they'll think. But I know one thing. The truth is finally out. And everyone is dealing with the real situation instead of the lie we'd all been living with. That has to count for something. I'll update again if anything major happens. Right now, I'm just trying to stay out of the middle and let everyone figure out their own feelings. Noor says I'm handling it well. She also says she's proud of me for pushing Kira to do the right thing even when it was hard. I don't feel proud, I just feel exhausted. But maybe that's what doing the right thing feels like sometimes. Update 2. Okay, so I wasn't planning on updating again this soon, but things have gotten absolutely insane. And I need to get this out of my head. Remember how I said Austin's old girlfriend reached out to him wanting to talk? Well, apparently that reunion went better than anyone expected. Way better. They've been hanging out for the past couple weeks, going to dinner, seeing movies, taking walks. Austin kept me updated because I think he needed someone to process it with. It's weird, he told me over the phone. We broke up because she thought I was a thief. Now she knows the truth and it's like we're starting over. Is that a good thing? I think so. We were good together before, really good. We only ended because of the whole Kira situation. Just be careful. A lot has happened. I know, but Theo, when I'm with her, it feels right. Like the past 2 years were just a bad dream and I'm finally waking up. I was happy for him. Really happy. The guy deserved something good after everything he'd been through. But then things got complicated. Last week, Kira showed up at my apartment, unannounced, looking like she'd been crying. I need to talk to you. Noor let her in. I could tell she was worried. Kira never just shows up. What's wrong? I heard Austin is seeing Gemma again. Gemma. That was the ex-girlfriend's name. I'd forgotten. Yeah, so? That's his business. It's just... She sat down on our couch and put her head in her hands. I didn't expect it to bother me this much. Bother you how? Seeing him move on, being happy. After everything I did to him, I felt my patience wearing thin. Kira, you spent 2 years lying about him. You destroyed his life. And now you're upset that he's finding happiness? That's not what I mean. Then what do you mean? She looked up at me. Her eyes were red. I think I still have feelings for him. Oh, for fuck's sake. You've got to be kidding me. I know how it sounds. Do you? Because it sounds like you're making his recovery about you. Again. I'm not trying to. Austin is finally getting his life back. He's reconnecting with friends. He might get his job back. He's dating someone who actually treated him well before all this happened. And you want to walk back in and complicate everything because you have feelings? I just wanted to talk to you about it. Then talk. But don't expect me to tell you it's okay to chase after the man whose life you ruined. She started crying again. Noor gave me a look that said maybe ease up a little. I took a breath. Look, I get that this is hard. You and Austin had something real once. And maybe seeing him with someone else brings up stuff you haven't dealt with. But you need to leave him alone. I know. I'm serious, Kira. Let him be happy. I know. I'm not going to do anything. I needed to say it out loud. To someone. You said it. Now let it go. She nodded, wiped her eyes. Noor brought her tea because that's what Noor does. They talked for a while. Girl stuff. I went to the kitchen to give them space. When Kira left an hour later, she hugged me at the door. Thank you for being honest with me, even when it's hard to hear. That's what brothers are for. I'm going to be better. I really am. I believe you. I wasn't sure I did, but I wanted to. 2 days later, everything blew up. I was at work when I got a text from Austin. Something happened. Can you meet me? It's urgent. I left early and met him at a bar near his apartment. He looked wrecked. What's wrong? Kira showed up at Gemma's work. My stomach dropped. What? She walked into Gemma's office and started talking to her, telling her things. About me, about them, about everything. What kind of things? Private things. Stuff from when we were together. Stuff I told her in confidence. Oh shit. Gemma called me freaking out. Said some woman showed up claiming to be my ex and started telling her all this personal information. Warning her about me. Warning her? That I'm emotionally unavailable. That I never got over my issues. That I'd hurt her eventually. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. Your sister basically tried to sabotage my relationship. I was going to kill her. I'll talk to her. Talk to her? Theo, she crossed a line. A major line. I know she did. I'll handle it. How? This isn't something you can just fix. I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. I drove straight to Kira's apartment. Didn't call ahead. Didn't give her warning. She opened the door and immediately knew something was wrong. Before you say anything, what the fuck is wrong with you? I can explain. You went to Gemma's work? You told her private things about Austin? I was trying to protect her. Bullshit. You were trying to break them up because you're jealous. She stepped back. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? You spent 2 years letting Austin take the blame for something he didn't do. Then you apologize and promise to make things right. And the second he starts being happy with someone else, you try to sabotage it? I wasn't trying to sabotage. Then what were you trying to do? She didn't answer. I trusted you. I stood up for you. I believed you when you said you were going to be better. I am trying to be better. This isn't trying. This is being the same selfish person you've always been. She flinched like I'd hit her. Theo, no, I'm done. I'm done defending you. I'm done giving you chances. I'm done. You don't mean that. I absolutely mean it. Stay away from Austin. Stay away from Gemma. And honestly, stay away from me for a while. Theo, please. I walked out, slammed the door behind me. I sat in my car for 20 minutes just breathing, trying to calm down. I've never been that angry at anyone in my life. When I got home, Noor could tell something bad had happened. What did she do? I told her everything. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she was quiet for a long time. I'm not going to defend what she did. It was wrong. But what? I think your sister is really struggling. Not that it excuses anything, but people don't do stuff like that unless something is seriously broken inside them. She needs help. Professional help. I agree. But that's not my responsibility anymore. No, it's not. I texted Austin that night apologizing for my sister's behavior. He said he appreciated it, but he needed space from the whole situation. Understandable. He also said Gemma was willing to give him another chance. She understood that Kira's actions were about Kira, not about him. She wasn't going to let some crazy ex ruin what they were building. I was relieved and grateful. Gemma sounded like a good person. 2 days went by with no contact from Kira. Then I got a text from Mom. Your sister checked herself into a facility. She wanted me to tell you. What kind of facility? Mental health. Residential. She says she needs help. For real? I think so. She seemed different when she called. Scared but determined. I didn't know how to feel about that. Part of me was relieved. She clearly needed help that none of us could give her. Part of me was still angry. Checking into a facility didn't undo what she'd done to Gemma or Austin. Mom texted again. I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But she's my daughter. Whatever she's done, I can't give up on her. I didn't respond for a while. Finally, I typed back, I understand. I'm not ready to forgive her yet, but I hope she gets the help she needs. That's all I ask. That was a week ago. From what I hear, Kira is still at the facility. She's not allowed phone calls yet. Just letters. Austin and Gemma are officially back together. He told me last night over dinner. They're taking it slow, but things are good. I want to thank you, he said, for everything. For believing me when no one else did. For pushing your sister to tell the truth. For standing up for me even when it meant going against your own family. You don't have to thank me. I do, though. You gave me my life back, man. I don't know where I'd be right now if you hadn't walked into that restaurant. Probably still serving breadsticks. He laughed. A real laugh this time. Probably, but not anymore. He starts his new job next week. Same company, better position. The CEO personally called to apologize for how he'd been treated and offered him a significant raise as compensation. Things are looking up for him, finally. As for me, I'm just trying to process everything. My therapist says I'm carrying a lot of guilt about how I treated Kira in the end. She says it's normal to have complicated feelings about family members who hurt you. I guess I'll keep working through it. Noor has been amazing through all this. Patient, understanding, always knowing when I need to talk and when I need space. I'm going to marry this woman someday. Haven't told her yet, but I know. I'll update if anything major happens with Kira or the family situation. For now, things are stable. Not perfect, but stable. That's all I can ask for. Final update. It's been 6 months since everything went down, and this will be my last update. Things have changed so much since that night at Bellini's that I barely recognize my own life. Let me start with Kira. She spent 12 weeks at the residential facility. Intensive therapy, group sessions, the whole thing. When she came out, she was like a different person. Not in a dramatic movie way where everything is magically fixed, but in small ways. The way she talks, the way she listens, the way she takes responsibility for things instead of deflecting. She wrote me a letter while she was there. 6 pages. Handwritten. I've read it probably 50 times. She talked about how losing control of her life at 24 had triggered something she'd been carrying since childhood. How she'd always felt like she wasn't good enough. Like she had to be perfect to be loved. How the pregnancy felt like proof that she was fundamentally broken. She talked about Austin. How she knew what she was doing was wrong but convinced herself it was the only way. How she'd compartmentalized the guilt until it became a monster she couldn't face. She talked about me. How she knew I was the only person who would actually call her out on her bullshit. How grateful she was that I did, even though it felt like her world was ending. At the end, she wrote something I'll never forget. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even know if I forgive myself yet. But I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to become the person I should have been all along. Not for you or Mom or Austin. For me. Because I finally understand that I'm worth fighting for even when I mess everything up. When she got out, I agreed to meet with her. Just the two of us. Neutral territory. She looked healthy, clear eyes, calm, but also fragile, like she was still putting herself back together. "I'm sorry," she said before I could even sit down. "I know I've said it before, but I mean it differently now. I'm sorry for lying to you, for making you part of something ugly, for being so caught up in my own fear that I hurt everyone around me. I know. I'm working on making amends. Real amends. Not just apologies, but actual changes. I've heard. Austin told me. He talked to you? We're friends now. Weird how that happened." She laughed. A real laugh. "Yeah, I guess that is weird. He says you've been to visit him, apologized to Gemma in person, offered to pay for therapy if she wanted it. I did. It was the least I could do. He also said you asked for nothing in return. No forgiveness, no second chance. Just wanted to take accountability. That's what my therapist says real amends look like. Not transactional. Not about getting something back. Just about owning what you did." I believed her. For the first time since all this started, I really believed she was trying. "Mom says you're talking again." "We are. It's not the same as before. I don't think it ever will be. But we're building something new. That's good. What about us?" I thought about it. Really thought about it. "I'm not ready to be close again. Not yet. But I'm willing to try. Slowly." She smiled. The first genuine smile I'd seen from her in months. Slowly is okay. Slowly is great. We talked for 2 more hours. About everything. About nothing. Like we used to before the world got complicated. When I got home, Noor asked how it went. Better than I expected. Think she's really changed? I think she's trying to. And that's more than she was doing before. 2 months later, I proposed to Noor. I'd been planning it for weeks. Found a ring she'd mentioned liking months ago. Made reservations at the place we had our first date. Got her sister in on it to make sure she wasn't wearing sweatpants. When I got down on one knee, she started crying before I could even finish asking. "Yes, obviously yes. Why are you even asking like there's any chance I'd say no?" We got married last month. Small ceremony. Just family and close friends. Kira was there. She sat with Mom and Dad. Didn't make it about herself. Just smiled and clapped and took pictures like a normal person. Austin came too. With Gemma. They're engaged now. Apparently watching me propose inspired him to stop waiting. When I saw Austin at my wedding, I walked over to him. "Thank you for coming. Thank you for inviting me. It means a lot. We've been through some shit together, haven't we?" He laughed. "Yeah, we really have. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy too." We hugged, like actual friends, which is what we are now, somehow. The reception was beautiful. Noor's mom made this incredible Lebanese spread. My dad gave a toast that made everyone cry. Liam got drunk and tried to break dance, which was embarrassing for everyone. At one point, Kira found me by the bar. "You did good, little brother. Thanks. She's amazing. Don't mess it up. Not planning on it. I'm proud of you. For all of it. For being honest with me even when it was hard. For pushing me to be better. For not giving up on me completely. That's what family does." She hugged me. And for the first time in a long time, it felt normal. That was a month ago. Now Noor and I are settling into married life. She got a promotion at her job. I'm up for one at mine. We're looking at houses because the apartment is getting too small. Austin and Gemma set a date for their wedding. Spring. He asked me to be a groomsman. I said yes.